Do you ever find yourself getting in your own way? Maybe you even dislike yourself from time to time. Do you constantly have thoughts like, if I only had this, or I should have done that? The reality is that if you had that, or if you had done something differently, you wouldn't be who you are now. We're the summation of our experiences, good and bad. Self-acceptance starts with the simple acknowledgement of that truth. You don't have to necessarily like it, but you have to accept it if you want to build a healthy sense of self. Only once you accept it and take responsibility for it can you take charge of your life. How do you treat yourself? Would you talk to others the way you talk to yourself? There's a difference between criticizing yourself and evaluating yourself. Do you engage in behaviors that cause you guilt or shame? Do you spend time with people who want to see you grow as a person? You've heard the saying, misery loves company, but that doesn't mean that miserable people are just seeking companionship. It means that they want you to be miserable with them. They'll sabotage you to make themselves feel better. This is because the better you're doing in your life, the more it illuminates their failures. That's the beauty of support groups in recovery. Surround yourself with people who want to watch you succeed and grow. Surround yourself with people who challenge you. People who just lie to you to spare your feelings may not have your best interests at heart. There's nothing wrong with wanting more out of yourself. In fact, it's essential to bettering your life. If you believed that you were perfect in every way, it would be inauthentic and possibly narcissistic. You have to identify how you talk to yourself. Do you put yourself down for your mistakes? You could be in an abusive relationship with yourself, sabotaging your own well-being. If you belittle yourself, change will only be temporary. It's impossible to stick with change if you don't like who you are. You'll continuously get in your own way. You have to examine how you challenge yourself. Change through criticism and shame is temporary. It can only come from honest self-examination and belief in yourself. You can't have honest self-evaluation if you don't accept yourself for who you are at this present moment. The things that happened to you, the things that you did, those are in the past, and they're integrated into who you are now. They serve as nothing more than a learning lesson. If you don't take ownership of the role in your own development, how can you hope to take responsibility for change in your life? You don't want to go through life just thinking that everything happens to you and you have no control. If you sit around waiting for the world to change, you'll create a sense of helplessness in yourself. You'll just feel like a pinball getting whacked around in a giant, brutal pinball machine of insurmountable obstacles. Successful people are not perfect people. They look at what their role was in a situation, take responsibility, and use that as a learning tool to improve upon. You know yourself better than anyone. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? What do you see that you like and that you don't like? Everyone has strengths and weaknesses. Take a sheet of paper and draw a line down the middle. On the right side, write strengths, and on the left side, write weaknesses. Now take some time and really think about it. Fill it out. Focus on character traits and behavioral patterns, not physical attributes. Is one side of the list longer than the other side? The more balanced the list, the healthier the ego. Now looking at your weaknesses, what is the easiest to start working on? Don't set yourself up to fail by creating unrealistic goals. Maybe it's as simple as cutting out midday snacking. Maybe it's smoking 15 cigarettes a day instead of 20. Maybe it's smiling more to strangers. Creating small, realistic goals and giving yourself credit for your effort will improve belief in yourself. Watch for self-sabotaging cognitive distortions that minimize your accomplishments. Even if you only did marginally better today than yesterday, that is progress. Small daily accomplishments build up over time. Don't expect immediate changes. You have to be patient with yourself. Self-acceptance is the root of change. Taking yourself for who you are in this moment and honestly evaluating yourself creates the foundation for building a better sense of self-worth. Analyze your personal relationships. Do the people around you encourage or discourage your growth? Analyze your self-talk. Is your internal criticism constructive or destructive? Are you taking responsibility for your actions, or are you blaming others for everything? Are you engaging in behaviors that harm yourself physically, mentally, or spiritually? If you are, stop it. And if you can't stop it on your own, ask for help. Sometimes it takes a stronger person to acknowledge their own limitations and ask for help. If there's anything that's been discussed in this video that you want to hear more about, leave a comment in the comment section. Thanks for listening, and take care.